What's up, guys? So, I want to make a breakdown today on hustle culture in American corporations. So, I'm going to tell you a personal experience I had, and I'm going to give you my breakdown on it, sort of my perspective. This is strictly my opinion, but I want to share this story with you. So, I go into a local gym here in Miami for a job interview as a personal trainer. So I'm trying to get a part-time job as a personal trainer. I'm either looking for a boutique gym or a commercial gym, whatever it'll take me, right? So I go in and I get interviewed by, of course, the hiring manager, and essentially I start getting the feel that this is a sales job, right? Now, I started just asking questions like, well, how much is a gym membership here monthly? So the manager said it's about $120 a month per member, which was pretty steep, but I'm considering real estate location, the area of Miami, right, and so forth. So okay, no problem. And so then I asked, well, okay, what's the personal training package like? How much does it cost? Uh, a gym member to get a personal training membership, right? So again, this is where they always give you the smallest number, right? So if you ever work in sales or something, they always teach you to give the smallest number because you know that the real package is some extravagant number, whatever the product or service is. So 175 bucks per session, okay? 175 bucks per session. I'm like, okay, wow. $175 per session, which is essentially per hour. That's what essentially I would say a doctor makes, right? A specialist. That's what they charge the insurance company about an hour. Something between, let's just say, hypothetically, $150 to $250 per hour, right? So I'm thinking physicians, I'm thinking people who specialize in the medical field, I'm thinking physical therapists, perhaps. Even a physical therapist might be $100 an hour or something. Psychologist might be something between $90 to $100 an hour. But for a personal trainer, with again, just an accredited certification, not a college degree, not a PhD, 175 bucks an hour. Now, the gym member is already paying $125 per monthly fee. Okay. So then I asked the next obvious question. Well, okay, perfect. How much does a trainer make? Right. So if you're charging the client $175 per hour per session, how much is a trainer? 17%. So it makes 30 bucks. Okay, so you mean to tell me that your employee who's going to give you unlimited time, right? Because this is simply commission based, right? Because you have to be there walking around, either expecting walk-ins, referrals, or bringing in people from outside the street as you promote yourself. The gym's already supplying the facility, but they're charging the client already a monthly fee, presumably for the overhead of the facility and so forth, right? And again, that's per one session. So I guess in their packages in this particular gym, you have to get a minimum of 2 to 3 sessions, and it's tiered off, right? And again, the trainer makes 30 bucks an hour. And then, to add insult to injury, another caveat would be that, well, if you don't make a certain amount of, sales, right, or sell certain packages, you don't get paid, right? So you have to sell something. I believe it was something like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, right, in personal training packages, and based on that, you get paid, your commission. If not, you don't get paid. I think it was like an extra bonus or some of that, right? And then they have a partnership with NASM, which is National Academy of Sports Medicine, which is where you get the, one of these accredited educational systems or schools, if you will, where you get your personal training certification. But then I saw the racket, right? They're like, oh, well, we'll reimburse you if you get additional certifications, because then you can just get paid a little bit more on that tier. So if you're making 30 bucks an hour and you got a nutrition certification, now you could get paid 40 bucks an hour, as an example, right? And then it goes on and on and on. But this is, to me, a utter scam, right? Because now they're tying in these vocational schools for specialties, like in this example, let's say personal training, with the gyms. They have a racket going on. The gym doesn't sell the customer any value. They're just trying to pocket as much money as they can. They'll get any certified Joe Schmo off the street. They'll pay him, 20, 30 bucks an hour, maybe 40 or 50 if he's been there long enough and has enough certifications, spent enough money with their you know, with the school they're partnered with, right, to accredit them. And again, I think this is a total racket, and this is why most people, I guess, in coastal cities, when they go to commercial gyms, they feel like they're getting exploited, right? Because they see like, oh, okay, if the gym costs, let's say 100 bucks a month or 125 bucks a month, and you're charging, $400-500 just to get a personal trainer, right? And most of the times you guys go to these gyms and you just see the trainer just kind of standing there, just counting for the guy, cheerleading for the person or whoever it is that they're training. And not to say that they're all bad, right? But obviously, if you're trying to market yourself as a trainer, if the guy next to you work for the same gym is doing a bad job, then that's going to reflect on you as well, right? And then the gym pockets essentially 80% of the time, labor, and knowledge that you put in, which is insane to me. The only other thing I could think of that's similar, because that's on a macro example, if you will, on the world stage, would be when British Petroleum went to Iran. They talked to the Shah. They're like, hey, for every $100 of oil that we extract from the ground, say every barrel, we'll give you 17%, right? And of course, it caused massive economic destruction for the Iranian people for years, right? It led to all this, the cataclysm, if you will, of what's going on today historically. And that's just one example, right? But this is sort of a con, if you will. And again, I know I'm talking about something stupid, something benign, as like a local gym membership. But again, this should be eye-opening to everyone out there on this, again, this idea or bullshit they're selling you on the hustle culture, on this, if you're as greedy as me, right, and you trade time for money, then one day you'll be rich, because that's the ultimate goal in life. It's not about quality of life, it's about being rich. So just want to share that with you guys out there. I think this is something that people should pay attention to. Again, there's a lot of things in the world going on we should pay attention to, but these are symptoms that I see in society of a culture now in America, or the economic standards of America, where it's not about manufacturing or providing good service. It's all about selling and finance, right? We don't make anything anymore. We don't provide service anymore. All we do now is basically sell money, sell wealth management programs, or sell bullshit services that essentially the corporations just profit off, and they're not providing any real value. So let me know what you guys think. Again, drop a comment below if you have a similar experience or a similar story or something of that sort.